moment. But I also have a baby. She's 2 years old. So, like, so you mamas out there that are 36 and over, you can do it.
Next question. Libras.
Yes.
Prior to the show? Yes. We started in 2002. And we're also in another company called the Boogaloo's. I don't know if anyone's heard of the Boogaloo's. They just won Superstars of Dance. Yeah. And some of us met through Boogaloo's, other of us met like ciphering, just dancing in clothes and freestyling and stuff. And what happened was we're all professional dancers, so we all tour with different artists. And so it was kind of something we did whenever we could. We do like carnival, then we'd everybody be touring, and then we'd get back and we're like, oh shoot, everybody's in town. Let's go perform at Pose event, or you know, let's teach a master class, or you know. So what happened was when we did the show, it was so inspiring because we hadn't really been a crew the way we wanted to be because all of us were always spread out. So we learned how to be a real crew on this show and what we were really capable of. You know, like I wish we could go do it again knowing what we know now because we can just keep taking it to the next level because we learned so much during that time period, you know, and it's changed us. We're closer than we've ever been and, you know, we can really take it to the next level from this point on out, you know, so.
Yeah, what would you say to the dancer that wants to move out to LA?
Move. Move to LA. That's what you want to do. Move.
Before you move out to LA, you gotta know if you're paying, seriously, because people literally move there and then if you can make it past a year, you're gonna do well because most people come out and in 2-3 months they're out. You have to know that it takes time. It takes at least a year to even get your face known to people that see you in the audition, sometimes 2 years, but you gotta go out there and you have to know it takes time. You gotta get your agent, you gotta have a car, you gotta get your pad going, you gotta get a side job. I'm telling you. Because it's just really important to know that because I've seen some people burn out quick because they think, oh, I'm in LA, I'm gonna get a job. No. I've been there for mad long and I still, you know, we still have to audition for things. Not as much, but we still do, and we still don't get jobs, and do sometimes and don't. So it's just one of those things. This is the last thing I'll say really quick, and then I'll pass it because I know you're freaking. I personally, my personal belief is that you should get either a trade or a college degree or something that you can have on the side. Because I'm a hairdresser as well, so I have a good job that I can fall back on. Because it is not an easy life. It's a great life, but it's not easy. If you have those things on the side, do that, please, and you will have a much easier time doing this.
Yeah. If you have a problem with rejection, check that before you go out there too. Because it's not like, you know, you're going out for an interview. You're going out for an interview for every single gig. So if you can't personally have a strong mental and, you know, confident within yourself and know that you have a reason and purpose for being there, then wait till you can really be who you are before you go out there, you know.
It took me 2 years before I got my first job, and that was auditioning all the time, rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. So sometimes it takes a minute, but I did not give up. Like, I did not give up. And then, you know, once you kind of start working your first job, it kind of starts snowballing from there. You know, as long as you remain professional, be on time, have your headshots, have your resumes. It's also a business. When you go out there, you become an independent contractor. So you have to be responsible for yourself and your business, and you have to be professional and be on your gig. A lot of people think they're going to go out and stand on the street corner and get discovered. It doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go out there, you have to be motivated, and you have to go to every audition, and you have to be, you know, at clubs so choreographers see you and do all that stuff. So, but also, don't get comfortable. Push yourself. Move. Leave where you are, go somewhere and grow. Never be afraid to be uncomfortable because that's when you will grow the most. So please push yourself.
I gotta write it down.
Just let you know, everybody is different. So, you know, your story could be different from my story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't stick to one way. You know what I mean? So, and seriously, just have fun. That's what I did. have fun. You know, don't get, you know, yeah, have fun. Do it. Next. What's next?
I'd like to hear about your creative process. Like, is there someone who's a choreographer? Being a choreographer, is it like a group effort? Like, what's the creative process like?
Wait, are we answering?
We'll answer both.
Okay, okay. So ladies first. Okay, creative process. It's interesting. The 7 opinionated women. It's very interesting. And we are all choreographers in our own right. So, you know, like what she was saying earlier, we really had to figure out a lot during the process of being on the show. I say for the most part, like if somebody's filling a section and we know it's a popping section, we're going to give it to the people that are strong at popping or blocking, Keely does that, you know what I mean? You know, we're still learning. We're still learning that process, but for the most part, you know, we really try to respect each other and go with the flow and try to listen to each other, because that's hard, you know what I mean? And we're all so opinionated, you know, and sometimes, you know, people's voices get lost a little bit, but, you know, we try to hear it and then work it in and then move on and then, you know, I don't know what else.
Well, I would like to thank Teresa because it was a very hard process while we were on the show. And Teresa was one person who always had the energy, because we all get stuck on our ideas, and so we like, I want to do this, or I want to do that, you know what I mean? And she, you know, she would take the leadership role in making the decisions and being like, no, we're going to do that, now we're going to move on, and you know what I mean? And on the show, you don't sleep. Like, I don't know if you guys realize, anyone who's trying to, or wants to audition for the show, know that it's one of the most intense, hardest things you will ever do in your life, and it's one of the most amazing things you will ever do in your life. But you do not sleep. Like, we've all toured with everybody. For me, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, the hardest thing. So, but I personally would like to thank Teresa for having the energy to be a leader during that time. Because it was a very difficult thing to do. But yeah, everybody has input. We're all choreographers. It's, you know, collaborative effort, what you see.
Sorry, I don't want to talk too much about this, but we each, like, I mean, Teresa is really good at leadership as far as organizing the rehearsal process, but we each have our own strength, everybody. So the whole process is kind of like, it has its own little way of working itself out because we all choreograph. Like she said, like, we each take our strength, but it's kind of cool, like, throughout this whole, you know, dance season, we really learned, like, kind of the ebb and flow of how we put things together creatively. It's definitely not an easy process, but it's fun.
And we actually have one more crew member, her name is Allison Alstar, and usually actually she's the good mediator when we're in rehearsal, but since she wasn't here with us, because she's on tour with Pink and she choreographed for her, it was actually, you know, very helpful. So usually Allison is always here to help us around and count the 8s and map the, you know, music, but it was, you know, so yay, that's it.